Dedicated to American veterans, we honor the brave men and women who have, by their service, preserved our liberty. Our parades are a celebration of freedom. Our banner is Old Glory, and we hold her high and proud. This is the legacy of the brave men and women that we honor today. So let us go forth from here having learned the lessons of history, confident in the strength of our system and anxious to pursue every avenue toward peace. And on this Veterans Day, we will remember and be firm in our commitment to peace. And those who died in defense of our freedom will not have died in vain.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and welcome to this month's Live From at the Reagan Library. Remember, we do these on the first Wednesday of every month. Now, I get this is the second Wednesday of November. We had a scheduling issue last week, so thank you so much for joining us and for tuning in. We are only 3 days away from Saturday, November 11th, 2023, the day that our nation commemorates and honors our nation's military veterans. As such, we're going to spend today's Live From talking about the history of Veterans Day, President Reagan's belief and support for Veterans Day, and what we do here each year at the Reagan Library for Veterans Day. Now, we want to do what we've been doing the past couple of months, and that's engage with you. So please, if you're watching on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, we're live on all 3 of those channels. And if you're watching on any of them, go to the comment box. Let us know you're watching. Tell us your name and where you're watching from so I can give you a shout out, or ask a question and I will try my best at the end of this Live From to answer the questions that you put in there. So let's talk about the history of Veterans Day. You probably all are aware already, but Veterans Day actually dates back to World War I. World War I ended in June of 1919 with the Treaty of Versailles, but fighting actually stopped about 7 months earlier when an armistice or a cessation of brutalities went into effect. As such, November 11th of 1918 is actually seen as the end of World War I. In November of 1919, President Wilson put Armistice Day into effect, making it the day that we honored our veterans. Now, it remained Armistice Day for a couple of decades. Flash forward to 1954. Post-World War II, and because of all the different military branches that fought in World War II, many veterans organizations urged Congress to change the name from Armistice Day to Veterans Day. And in June of 1954, the date was officially changed. Let's hear from President Reagan.
On this day, dedicated to American veterans, we honor the brave men and women who have, by their service, preserved our liberty. Our parades are a celebration of freedom. Our banner is Old Glory, and we hold her high and proud. This is the legacy of the brave men and women that we honor today. So let us go forth from here having learned the lessons of history, confident in the strength of our system and anxious to pursue every avenue toward peace. And on this Veterans Day, we will remember and be firm in our commitment to peace. And those who died in defense of our freedom will not have died in vain.
So I'm looking at our Facebook, our YouTube, and our LinkedIn. Please let us know you're watching. I see someone watching saying he was a great president. I'd love to give you a shout out, but I'm going to butcher your name. So thank you so much for watching, and of course the compliment to President Reagan. We obviously appreciate it. Again, let us know where you're watching from. Put your name in the comment section. I'll say hello to you. So let's get back to Veterans Day. So President Reagan held our military and of course our nation's veterans in very high regard. In fact, Ronald Reagan was a president who made serving in our military honorable again. He also made it a priority to support and to honor our nation's veterans. He said, and he was right, that words alone are not enough to express our gratitude and our admiration for the courage and patriotism for those who give of themselves for our peace, for our freedom, and for our democracy. He once said that on Veterans Day, our nation unites to honor the valiant men and women who so unselfishly give of themselves to serve in the United States Armed Forces. Let's go back to the President.
Each time our nation has called upon our citizens to serve, the best have come forward. Words cannot express our gratitude and admiration, but we can and should take the opportunity on this Veterans Day to remember their gift to us. When you see one of our young men and women in uniform on the street or someplace, how about a smiling hello and maybe a thank you?
So let's talk about what we do here at the Reagan Library. The Reagan Library honors the men and women of all of our armed services, all the branches of our military, every year on Veterans Day. When Veterans Day falls on November 11th, I'm sorry, it's always on November 11th. When it falls on a weekday, Monday through Friday, our annual event is actually held on that day. But when Veterans Day falls on a Saturday or a Sunday, like it does this year, we hold our annual event on the Friday or Monday closest to the actual day. And that's why this year the Reagan Library is celebrating Veterans Day on Friday, November 10th. So just 2 days from today. So if you live locally, there's still time to sign up and come out. The day's activities runs from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's great activities for the entire family because it's patriotic music, there's a flyover, we have a military encampment you can get involved in. We actually bring out current members of the military with military vehicles, and they let kids climb through the vehicles and get their pictures taken. It's a really great day. And then at 11 o'clock every year for our event, at 11 o'clock we hold a program. The program runs for an hour, and it includes an honor guard, it includes music, and it includes keynote remarks. This year's remarks are by Lieutenant Colonel Scott Mann, retired. And so if you live locally, just go to reaganlibrary.com/events, scroll to the Veterans Day event, learn more and sign up to attend. If you don't live locally, but you want to watch the program that runs from 11 a.m. to 12 noon Pacific time, we do live stream that on our YouTube channel. So that's youtube.com/Reagan Foundation. So those are the different ways you can engage in our Veterans Day program. The Veterans Day activities are always free to participate in. And as always, it's free to park at the Reagan Library as well. Admission only applies if you choose to also visit the Reagan Museum Galleries, our Air Force One Pavilion, and whatever our special exhibition is. This year, of course, we still have Auschwitz Not Long Ago, Not Far Away, which is such a fitting exhibition right now in the turmoil that's going on in Israel. So I do want to point out that if you are a veteran with a valid ID, entrance into the Reagan Museum and Air Force One Pavilion is free on Veterans Day. And if you are an active member of the military with valid ID, entrance to the museum and Air Force One Pavilion is always free. So again, reaganlibrary.com/events to learn more. So now I don't know if anyone's been asking any questions. I do want to get to those. I'm going to give you about 1 more minute to do so. First, we're going to switch really quickly to the items in our museum store. If you watch every month, you know that we try to tie items from our museum store into the theme we're talking about. Of course, we're talking about Veterans Day. All you do is you go to reaganlibrary.com/store. Everything we're talking about is right there. You scroll down just a little bit to the featured products section. You'll see everything we're talking about. But of course, you can search the entire store for everything. Christmas is coming up, Hanukkah is coming up, great gift ideas in our shop. Again, reaganlibrary.com/store. The first item we want to talk about in relation to Veterans Day is this great United States veteran cap that we sell. It does have the Reagan Library name on the side, and it honors all of our nation's veterans. Speaking of Christmas gifts, speaking of Christmas, our store this year has a really fun item, and it's military Santas. Here on our table, we are representing the Air Force Santa Claus, the Army Santa Claus, and the Navy Santa Claus. These are great things maybe to put under your tree, put on your fireplace, just a really great thing for your house, or maybe a perfect gift for the member of the military or veteran in your life. Our store also sells these amazing, I just dropped one, these amazing pillows. Each pillow is specific to a branch of the military. So the one I'm holding is for the Army, and it has items on here. So this one has Gettysburg and Fort Knox and Fort Gordon, MacArthur, Eisenhower. It's all stitched on, embroidered. It's a beautiful pillow. So again, this is Army. This is the Navy. Again, really beautiful. John Paul Jones. Got the Naval Shipyard on it. Just some really great items. We've got what do we got here? We have the Marines, the Marine Corps here. Again, really great items that have to do with the Marines. We've got Colonel John Glenn right here, Turn Tavern. Just some really amazing items, hand stitched. And the one that I dropped, so if you give me a minute, sorry about that, I dropped What did I drop here? I dropped the Air Force. Sorry, Air Force. Another really great pillow. We got the different types of planes on the side, different colonels and people in charge that were important to the Air Force. Again, just really, really beautiful pillows for your home, for your office, for yourself, or for a gift. So reaganlibrary.com/store. Let me do a really quick look as I put on my glasses to see if anyone has asked any questions. Stephen Martin, Gold Star family member. Thank you so much, sir, for the sacrifice that you gave of our country for, I'm not sure, your son, your daughter, a spouse. I don't know if you know this, sir, but we do have a Gold Star family memorial here on our property to honor all the Gold Star family members who sacrificed a loved one. Thank you, and we are so sorry for your loss. Is there anyone else watching that wants to throw in a question or throw in their name so I can say hi? We really appreciate that you do tune in each month. Would love to be able to say hi to you, to thank you for watching. It doesn't look like we have any other questions. So I will just say thank you for watching. We know you have so many choices. That you choose us is really important to us. We really appreciate it. If you are watching this and you are a member of the military, active or veteran, thank you so much for your service. If you are a family member of an active military or a veteran, thank you for your sacrifice for allowing your loved one to serve our country. We are going to end today's live from with my favorite part of our annual Veterans Day program. So if you attend that program from 11 to 12, it ends each year with our band and choir performing a service medley. And basically what they do is that medley includes the service hymn for each of the branches of our military. And when each branch is played, we ask anyone in the audience to stand, whether they're active military, veteran, or a loved one or family member that represents that person who serves, so that everyone in the audience can applaud and thank them for their services and their sacrifices. It's a beautiful tribute to our nation's military and to our veterans. So let's watch that now. Thank you for watching.
First to fight for your right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Then it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cannons loud and strong. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Marines!
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First we fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor honorably. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marines.
Coast Guard!
We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee. Through hail and gale and shot and shell to win the victory. Semper is our guide, our pledge, our motto true. We're always ready, do or die. High Coast Guards, we fight for you.
Navy!